Hey everyone, ready for another deep dive? This one is going to be about pushing those human limits, and we're getting all our info from rockingultra.com.
You know that site that has articles for like every kind of runner?
Yeah, from those just starting out to those crazy ultra marathoners.
They even have stuff about how to think about running in a healthy way, which is super important. Yeah, totally.
And just so you know, we're AI hosts.
Going through all that info for us.
Summarizing it so you don't have to,
Exactly.
Think of us like your digital running buddies.
Precisely. So today we're looking at James Lawrence, the Iron Cowboy.
This guy's story is insane.
Yeah.
50 Ironman triathlons.
In 50 states.
In 50 days, like back to back.
Can you imagine?
I can't even imagine doing one. But what's so cool is he didn't start out like some super athlete or anything.
Nope. Rockin' Ultra says he was just like
An average guy, you know?
dad.
Just living his life and then bam.
He finds this passion for triathlons. It's wild, right? But what I find really fascinating is how his whole journey shows us, like, the power of taking things step by step.
Yeah.
He didn't just wake up one day and decide to do 50 Ironmans.
No way.
He started small.
Like most of us.
Exactly, and then slowly built up to these bigger and bigger challenges.
So it's like a reminder that even huge achievements, so they all start with these like little steps.
Totally.
Okay, but Ironman, that sounds intense.
It is intense.
I mean, for anyone who needs a reminder, we're talking swimming 2.4 miles, biking 112 miles.
And then running a marathon?
A full marathon.
26.2 miles.
All in a row.
Yeah, crazy, right?
And this guy did 50 of these, one after the other, traveling all over the U.S.
Unbelievable.
It really is mind-blowing.
And the articles talk about all the support he had, like behind the scenes.
Oh, yeah.
Like his wife, Sunny, and their 5 kids.
Wow, 5 kids?
They were like his team, you know?
Yeah, a mobile command center.
Exactly. They were there for him, like emotionally and everything.
Which makes sense. When you're taking on something so huge, you need people in your corner.
Absolutely.
And it wasn't just about him, this whole 50.50 thing. It really caught on with people.
Oh, yeah, he became like a symbol.
Of like pushing boundaries and,
Inspiring others.
to go after their own goals.
Yeah, but it wasn't all,
Perfect.
Yeah, Rocking Ultra talks about some controversy, too.
Oh, really? What happened?
Well, because of all the, logistics of traveling and everything, there were people who questioned whether he actually did every single part of each Ironman.
Like, according to the official rules.
Yeah, the rules are really strict.
Right.
So there was debate about, what even makes a real Ironman and how much can you change things up when you're pushing yourself this hard.
So is that what he did? He kind of bent the rules.
Well, he did say that he had to adjust things sometimes,
Yeah.
to make it work.
To make it possible.
Exactly. He said it was all about finding a balance between sticking to the spirit of the challenge and, dealing with real life stuff.
That makes sense, but I could see how that would be controversial.
It was, and it made people start talking about, the bigger issue of how far is too far.
Yeah.
Is pushing yourself to the absolute limit inspiring, or is it reckless?
It's a tough question.
Where's the line?
I don't know. But then, and this is where it gets even crazier, he tries something even more mind-blowing.
I know what you're going to say.
In 2021.
100 Ironmans.
In 100 days.
He called it the Conquer 100.
How is that even possible? I mean, didn't his body just, give up?
It seems impossible, right? But the big difference this time was where he did it.
Oh, interesting.
So instead of all over the U.S., he did all 100 in Utah.
So no more traveling every day.
Exactly, but
It's the same thing over and over.
Yep, same place, same course, every single day.
So it went from being physically exhausting to mentally exhausting.
That's what Lawrence said, yeah.
I can imagine.
He said it was like starting from scratch every day.
Wow.
Fighting exhaustion.
Yeah.
And battling this incredible self-doubt just to get to the starting line.
That's so powerful. It shows that it's not just about your body, it's about your mind too.
Totally. You need incredible mental resilience to do something like that.
And if you're interested in the mental side of running, rockingultra.com has a whole section on that.
Yeah, they have tons of articles.
Really interesting stuff.
But back to James Lawrence, he actually wrote a book about all this.
I was going to ask about that. What's it called?
Redefine Impossible.
I love that title.
It's on Amazon if you're interested.
I'm guessing it's not just about what he did, but also, how he did it, the mindset.
Absolutely. And Rocking Ultra says he's really honest in the book.
Oh, that's cool.
He doesn't try to hide the tough parts.
Like the injuries.
The burnout, the moments when he doubted himself.
So it's more relatable.
Yeah.
Even though what he did is, not exactly normal.
Exactly. It makes him seem more human.
So it's not just a celebration. It's a real look at what it takes to do something like this.
Yeah, and what makes it even better is that he doesn't just tell his story, he also gives you, like, lessons you can learn from it.
Really?
Yeah, and not just for running, for anything in life, whether it's at work or with your personal goals, whatever.
That's awesome.
He talks about breaking big goals down into smaller steps,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah,
And how important it is to have people supporting you.
because you're going to hit those rough patches.
Exactly.
It's like those are insights we can all use
Definitely. It's about finding that strength inside yourself.
and using it to face any challenge.
Yep. But let's be real, this kind of crazy training isn't for everyone.
Oh, yeah. Huh?
It takes so much dedication and maybe a little bit of crazy.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, you don't have to be doing 100 Ironmans to learn from this guy.
Right, right.
But what's really interesting is what his story tells us about the mental side of endurance.
Oh, yeah.
It's something Rocking Ultra talks about a lot too.
They do, yeah.
Like, it's not just about being physically strong.
It's more than that.
It's about, like, finding that mental toughness.
That resilience.
Yeah, that we all have inside us somewhere.
It's like running a marathon in your mind at the same time as the real one.
Exactly. And in his book, Redefine Impossible, Lawrence actually shares some of his, like, mental strategies.
Oh, so it's not just inspirational, it's practical too.
Yeah, he gives you actual tools to use.
What kind of stuff does he talk about?
Well, one thing is setting small goals,
It makes sense.
breaking down something huge and scary into smaller pieces.
Yeah, bite-sized chunks.
Exactly. And he also talks about visualization.
Oh, interesting.
Like, he'd actually picture himself crossing the finish line.
Even when he was still running.
Yeah, feeling that sense of accomplishment.
So it's like using your mind to help you stay motivated.
Totally. It's not just about pushing through the pain.
It's about using your brain.
And he also says how important it is to have a good support system.
People who believe in you.
Yeah, who can pick you up when you fall.
Which he had with his wife and kids.
Right, they were his constant cheerleaders.
Especially when he was doubting himself.
Yeah, which everyone does, even the Iron Cowboy.
It's a good reminder that even if you're doing something solo, like running, you still need a team.
Totally. And that's something you see a lot in the running community.
Yeah, Rocking Ultra talks about that all the time.
Like that sense of community.
All the support runners give each other.
It's cool, right?
Yeah, they have forums on the site where people connect.
Share advice, encourage each other.
It's awesome.
It's a great place to find that sense of belonging.
I think that's what's so inspiring about stories like James Lawrence's. It's not about thinking, I could never do that.
No, it's about taking those lessons and applying them to your own life.
In your own way.
Exactly. Maybe it's not running 100 Ironmans.
Uh-huh.
Right? Maybe it's writing a book.
Starting a business.
Or just overcoming some personal challenge you've been struggling with.
It's about realizing we all have that strength inside us.
That we're capable of amazing things.
Even if our definition of amazing is different from someone else's.
And sometimes we just need someone like Lawrence to show us what's possible.
To spark that fire.
Yeah, his story reminds us that we're capable of so much more than we think.
That our limits are often just in our heads.
But, you know, this kind of extreme training isn't for everyone.
No, definitely not.
And Rocking Ultra is really good about promoting a balanced approach to running.
Yeah, they have tons of articles about listening to your body.
Knowing your limits.
Making sure you're training safely.
It's important to push yourself, but you don't want to get injured or burn out.
Right. That defeats the purpose.
It's about finding that balance.
Between pushing your limits and taking care of yourself.
Exactly. And it's different for everyone.
Some people thrive on going to the extreme, like James Lawrence.
Others are happy with more moderate goals.
There's no right or wrong answer.
It's about finding what works for you, what motivates you, and what brings you joy.
And I think that's a really important point. It's not about comparing yourself to others.
No, it's about celebrating your own unique journey.
And if you need some guidance or inspiration, Rocking Ultra is a great place to start.
They have articles for every level.
Covering everything from training and nutrition to the mental side of running.
And if you want to hear more about James Lawrence and what he's learned, you can always check out his book.
Redefine Impossible.
It's on Amazon.
So we've talked about the physical stuff, the mental toughness, the importance of support.
Yeah, it was covered a lot.
But there's another part of Lawrence's story that I find really interesting.
Oh, yeah. What's that?
It's something Rocking Ultra talks about too, the role of community.
Oh, right.
Like his wife and kids, they weren't just watching from the sidelines.
No, they were actively involved.
Every step of the way.
From planning to cheering him on.
It really shows how even when we're chasing individual goals, we rarely do it alone.
We need people.
It's about connection and how much we can achieve when we have people who believe in us.
And that community extends beyond just family, right?
Totally. You see it in the ultra running world all the time.
Yeah, Rocking Ultra talks about that camaraderie between runners.
Even though it's competitive, there's this shared experience.
And respect.
They push each other, but they also celebrate each other's wins.
It's a cool dynamic.
It's not just about beating other people, it's about being your best self.
And that's a good lesson for life in general.
Focus on your own growth, but appreciate what others are doing too.
Exactly. And that's something you see on Rocking Ultra too.
Yeah, with their forums and online groups.
People connecting, sharing advice, encouraging each other.
It's a great way to feel like you belong. So we've covered a lot of ground here, from the physical challenges to the mental strategies, the ethical questions, and the power of community.
It's been quite a journey.
Uh-huh. Yeah, deep dive into the world of James Lawrence.
And the lessons we can all take away from it.
But I think we have one more leg to go.
Ready for the final stretch.
Let's do it. Reading all these articles on Rocking Ultra, it really hits you that James Lawrence's story is not just about sports.
Oh no, it's so much bigger than that.
It's about, what's humanly possible.
Yeah, pushing those boundaries.
He's not just testing himself. He's making us question what we think the human body and mind can do.
It makes you wonder, what could we achieve if we really went for it?
What are we holding ourselves back from?
What are those limits we put on ourselves,
It's a really powerful question, and I love how Rocking Ultra doesn't make it seem like these are things only superhumans can do.
Right, they're good at connecting these amazing stories back to stuff we can all use in our lives.
It's not about comparing yourself to James Lawrence and thinking, well, I could never do that.
No, it's about finding those universal lessons.
How about resilience, determination,
And believing in yourself.
and then figuring out how to use those lessons for your own goals.
Maybe it's not running, maybe it's finally writing that book you've always wanted to write.
Or starting that business.
Or facing some challenge that's been holding you back personally.
It's about finding that strength inside.
And realizing we can all do incredible things.
Even if our definition of incredible is different from someone else's.
We all have that strength and resilience inside.
Just waiting to come out.
And sometimes we need someone like James Lawrence to show us what's possible.
To give us that spark.
His journey reminds us that we can do so much more than we think we can.
That those limits are often just in our heads.
If you're looking for more inspiration like that, Rocking Ultra is the place to go.
They have so many articles about amazing people, athletes, and everyday folks pushing their limits.
It's a great resource if you want to redefine your own limits, whether it's running or something else.
It reminds you that we're all connected,
Part of this amazing human story.
each with our own unique things to contribute.
Well, that brings us to the end of our deep dive into the world of James Lawrence, the Iron Cowboy.
What a story.
Hopefully you found it as inspiring as we did.
I know I did. And remember, if you want to learn more about James Lawrence or ultra running, head over to rockingultra.com.
They have tons of info and resources to help you on your own running journey, no matter where you're starting from.
And if you're feeling really motivated, you can check out James Lawrence's book.
Redefine Impossible.
You can find it on Amazon. We've heard great things about it.
We'll be back soon with another deep dive into something fascinating. Until then, keep exploring, keep pushing those boundaries, and keep redefining what's possible.
And here's one last thought to leave you with. What's one small step you can take today, right now, to get out of your comfort zone and see what you're truly capable of?
We'll leave you with that. Until next time, keep on running.